Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messinswood, saved Liam, Scott Clifton, life when she found him in Bill Spencer's, Don Diamond, driveway. Liam had already collapsed twice and had a brain after his fight with Bill. Steffy believes she is in control of Liam's recovery. However, Steffy will be very disappointed when Liam asks for Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Steffy is married to John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlan, and has been for years. However, Liam has declared his undying love for Steffy and they share a child. Steffy believes she should be included in all things Liam. Steffy never even bothered to call Bill when she saw that Liam got to the hospital. Instead, Steffy stood there making medical decisions for Liam on her own. Steffy seems to overlook that fact that Liam has a daughter with Hope who needs to know what is going on with Liam as well. The doctors cannot say for sure if Liam is going to live or die. Both of Liam's children need to be prepared in case someone happens. However, Steffy isn't going to be happy when Liam insists that he tell Hope what is going on. Next week they learn that Liam's condition is inoperable. Whatever Liam's problem is, this is beginning to sound rather dire. With Liam's mortality in question, he needs to talk to Hope even more. Liam needs to let Hope know what to tell their daughter. Liam also has things that are unsaid between himself and Hope that need to be taken care of. Hope is just now realizing where she went wrong. Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, has also pointed out that Hope was better when she was with Liam. Hope and Liam had a good thing until Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, came between them. Liam and Hope could have saved their marriage if they had tried. Liam could be in his last days and Steffy has a husband. Hope has been considering talking things out with Liam. May want to tell Hope how much he still cares for her now that he knows he may not survive. Liam may even admit his undying love for Hope as he attempted to before. How will Hope respond? Liam and Hope could decide to give their love another chance and spend what time he has left together. Will Liam and Hope remarry and make the most of the time they have left? Will Steffy risk her marriage to be closer to Liam since this could be the end? Are fans heading for anyone Steffy and Hope tug-of-war over Liam? The soft clinking of glass echoed through the Forrester estate as Steffy sipped her wine, eyes scanning the moonlit gardens beyond the patio doors. She had told herself it was just another night, another evening without drama. But in Los Angeles, especially in her world, that was rarely the case. Her thoughts had been consumed lately by the weight of recent revelations. Luna's entanglement with RJ and Zend, Sheila's eerie silence since her release, Hope's erratic behavior at Forrester Creations. But it was Liam's emotional vacillation that lingered in her mind most heavily. She knew him, his need to feel grounded, his penchant for returning to familiar arms when things spun out of control. That pattern had often led him back to her, but this time felt different. A knock that meant trouble. A knock at her door stirred her from her thoughts. Not forceful or rushed, gentle, almost hesitant. She set her wine glass down and approached the door with measured steps, her heart suddenly, inexplicably tight in her chest. She opened the door to find Liam standing there, hands in his pockets, his expression drawn with tension and uncertainty. "Hey," he said softly. "Liam," Steffy replied, stepping back to let him in. "Everything okay?" "I don't know," he murmured. "I needed to talk to someone who understands." Steffy gave a half smile and motioned toward the couch. "I assume that's me." He followed her inside, letting the silence stretch for a moment before finally speaking. "It's Hope." Steffy's smile faded. "Of course it was. She's been distant lately," he continued. "And I thought, after everything, after the fallout with Thomas and how he left, that maybe she'd want comfort, stability. But she's colder than ever. She's not the same person, Steph. And I keep thinking maybe she never really was." Steffi crossed her arms, unsure where this was going but already feeling a twinge of defensiveness. People change, Liam. Maybe you're just seeing her clearly for the first time. Maybe, he said with a sigh. But the thing is, I still want her back. The words hung between them like poison. Steffi's eyes hardened. You want her back. Steffi repeated, her voice low and sharp. Liam looked up, confused by her tone. Yeah, I know we've had our moments lately, and I appreciate everything. You've always been there for me, for Kelly. But I think I need to try with Hope again. One last time, for Beth, for closure. Steffi's jaw tightened. She rose from the couch, walking toward the window to avoid letting him see the flicker of betrayal in her eyes. Wow, she whispered. Liam stood slowly. I didn't mean to hurt you. No, you just came to me like you always do. Looking for comfort until you feel strong enough to go back to Hope. Again, he swallowed hard. It's not like that. It's exactly like that, she snapped, turning to face him. You wanted me to believe there was something real between us, and maybe I did believe it. For a second. But you never really leave her, Liam. She's always been your first choice, even when she treats you like an afterthought. A painful reflection. Liam lowered his head, guilt radiating from him. I care about you, Steffi. I always have. But not enough, she said flatly. The silence stretched again, heavier now. She moved past him, grabbing her glass of wine and taking a slow sip. She needed something to dull the sting. This wasn't just about Hope, it was about the endless cycle. The merry-go-round of feelings, promises, and second chances that never really meant anything. You know what hurts the most? Steffi asked quietly. I thought we were building something again. I thought maybe we were the right people in the wrong time. But now I see it's just history repeating itself. Liam looked lost. I didn't mean to mislead you. No, you just didn't want to be alone, again. At Forrester Creations, a different storm. Meanwhile, Hope stood in the design office, eyes red from tears she refused to let fall. She was staring at one of her latest sketches, elegant, feminine, classic hope for the future. But none of it felt right. None of this felt right. She missed Thomas. There, she said it in her mind. She missed his confidence, his belief in her, his way of seeing her as more than just Ridge and Brooke's daughter, more than just Beth's mother or Liam's wife. With him, she had been a muse, a partner. Now she was just lost. Carter entered without knocking. You okay? He asked gently. Hope turned, brushing a tear away before it could fall. I'm fine, just tired. You've been working nonstop. Ever since Thomas left. I don't want to talk about Thomas, she cut him off sharply. Carter nodded, backing off. Okay. But Hope, you don't have to carry this all on your own. Everyone's worried. She forced a smile. Let them worry. I have a line to save. Back at Steffi's, final words. Liam started to move toward the door. Maybe this was a mistake. Steffi didn't stop him. Maybe it was. He paused at the threshold, hoping she'd call after him, give him a reason to stay. But she said nothing, so he left. The door closing behind him with a soft click that sounded louder than any argument they'd ever had. Steffi sat down slowly, staring at the spot he'd just vacated. How many times would she do this? Let Liam in, only for him to break her heart all over again. A visit from Ridge. An hour later, a knock sounded again. This time, it was her father. Ridge entered with his usual swagger, though his expression turned concerned the moment he saw her. Hey, you okay? Do I look okay? No, he said honestly, sitting beside her. Wanna talk about it, she sighed. Liam wants Hope back. Again. Ridge frowned. Didn't he just tell you he was confused about his feelings? Exactly. And now he's found his clarity, in the form of my stepsister. Ridge let out a slow breath. Honey, I know this hurts, but maybe it's a blessing. Liam's been flip-flopping for years. Maybe it's time you finally close the book. Steffi nodded slowly. Yeah, I think I will. Liam's plea to Hope. The next morning, Liam stood outside Hope's office, a bouquet of daisies in hand. He hadn't brought roses. He didn't want to seem too eager, but something light. Casual. Hopeful. She looked up as he entered, instantly wary. "Hey," he began. "I brought you something." She eyed the flowers but didn't take them. "Why?" "I just thought maybe we could talk." Hope crossed her arms. "About what? The way you've been sniffing around Steffi? Or the way you constantly float between us like we're revolving doors?" He winced. "I deserve that." "Yes, you do." I miss us, Hope." She shook her head. "You miss the idea of us, not the reality. You were ready to divorce me over Thomas. Now that he's gone, you're lonely. That's not love, Liam. That's convenience." He was stunned silent. Hope stepped around him, opening the door. "Take your flowers. Take your apologies. But don't take my peace." A new chapter begins. As Liam left the building, shoulders slumped, he knew it was over. With both women. This time, for real. Back at her house, Steffi placed a call. "Remy, it's Steffi. I think it's time we had that lunch you offered." There was a smile in her voice now. Not because she wanted revenge, but because she was finally ready to live for herself. Final scene, at the Cliff House. Later that evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Steffi stood on the deck with Kelly beside her. "Is Daddy coming over?" Kelly asked, her big eyes full of innocent hope. Steffi crouched beside her. "Daddy loves you, sweetheart. And he'll always be in your life. But Mommy's going to make sure we're both happy. Even if that means something different than what we imagined." Kelly nodded, satisfied with the answer, and ran off to chase the dog in the backyard. Steffi looked out at the waves and whispered to herself, "No more waiting. No more second place." And with that, a new era for Steffi Forrester began. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our Boldy and BAUTFULUPDAT YouTube channel for more update news.